Good afternoon to everybody. People are just arriving into the room, so we'll just give it one moment until everyone is here. So good afternoon, everybody. I think the last time that we met, we had blue skies, and it's slightly different today. I'm sure it's the same where you are, but we are still delighted to see everybody here. We're here for our launch of our teaching school hub today. This is the second of our webinars. We introduced our early careers framework a few weeks ago, and here we are now summarising some of the other services that we will be able to provide for your school to improve outcomes for your children. So we did last time. I'm going to introduce you to our members that will be guiding us and helping us through with this process today. So first of all, we have Kay with us.
Hi, I'm Kay Shepherd. I am the director of the Teaching School Hub.
And we have Ruth Hercombe with us.
Thanks, Martin. Hi, I'm Ruth Hercombe, and I work with Martin in the St Thomas Aquinas Catholic Multi-Academy Trust, and I'm Director of Performance and Standards. Nice to see you all.
So today, the areas that we are really excited to share with you, we're going to be going over our Leicestershire and Rutland Teaching School Hub, what we're about, and what we hope to achieve. We'll be running through the offers. We have already talked about our early careers framework, and we'll be summarising that for you, but we will be talking about the other programmes as well. And we are delighted as well that we have some of our key partners with us, and they're going to be here talking about the addition and how they're going to be supporting this process as well, which is really great news. At the end, there's that opportunity for question and answers. You'll see at the bottom of your screen the Q&A. If you have any questions that you wish to ask, if you could tap it into there, and then what Ruth will do is ask us those questions, and we will answer them as best as we can do. So without any further delay, I'm going to hand over to our director of our teaching school, and she's going to run us through our visions and values.
Well, thank you so much. So this to me is the part that I really love talking about, and I could talk about forever, but I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible. But I really want to sort of, on this launch event, just introduce who we are and what we stand for. So this is where we are. You can see on our map, we cover Leicestershire and Rutland, and this is what it looks like. But actually what that means is that there are 209 schools. There are nearly 4,000 teachers working every day to open doors for nearly 70,000 pupils from early years to sixth form across the region. And working together, that is such possibility on the impact they could have on all of those children. So I think while this is a map of what we look like, what that means is the impact we can really, really have on every single child in your schools. Dylan Williams has a really great quote that every teacher needs to improve. That's not because they're not good enough, but because they can be even better. And at the Teaching School Hub, that is really what we believe in. And our slogan, if you like, is just be great. Everyone we know has the potential to be truly great and have a huge impact on the pupils you serve. And that's what we're here to do. So our vision is that we have great teachers in great schools, and they open doors to exciting paths through an extraordinary education. It has always been my belief that education opens doors to paths that children didn't even know existed. And that really is our job as educators, to open those doors for them. And at the Teaching School Hub, we want to be there at the forefront to help you open those doors. And how we're going to do that? So our mission is that educators at every level know how and what to access through the hub to be great, and that teachers can learn, develop and really thrive with us in order to have that huge impact we know you can have and you're already having on your children's futures, which is massive, which is so exciting. The last thing I want to talk about is our values, and what I don't want to do is just put up a list of words and say, this is our values, this is who we are. So I'm going to just talk to you about what we really mean when we say each word, and we've really thought carefully and deliberately about choosing them. Please do call us out at any point when you work with us if you don't think we're living up to these values, because they're really, really important to us, and we want them to be really important to you and come through everything we do. So the first one is being collaborative. We work together to achieve goals, and we're really open and willing to answer any questions. We want to share any knowledge we have. We know there's no limit. There's no ceiling on how many teachers can be great, how many schools can be great. There's no secret drawer that Ofsted have that say we've reached our quota for outstanding. So we really want to collaborate to make sure that schools in our hub build themselves up by building each other up. And that's what we mean by being collaborative. We're ambitious. We're always driving towards improvement, regardless how small that improvement may seem at the time. Little tiny steps, huge great strides. We're always going to strive towards improving, and we're never going to settle for anything less. We're friendly. By this we mean we're going to be open, honest and approachable. We are always going to see the good first, and we really want to be human. We want to get to know you as people, to get to know your children, to get to know what they like. So we're going to try and cut the jargon, talk to you as individuals, and really get to know you, your teachers and your pupils. We're inclusive. So no matter where you are in education sector, where you are in your career, no matter what your organisational or personal circumstances, we're going to strive to support you and to make you really great despite any other barriers or challenges that you may face. And finally, we're research informed. Education has become a really noisy place at the minute. There's Twitter, there's blogs, there's podcasts, there's you name it, there's 1,000 voices out there telling you what's best for your children, what's best for your teachers. And it can be really hard to know who to listen to and what practice to apply in your school when there's so much choice. So all of our courses and any courses our key partners role, will run are going to sit on a firm, peer-reviewed research base. So you can be absolutely confident when you come with us that the support you access has been shown to and proven to work, and the researchers back that up. I'm going to hand over to Martin to think about, to talk about how we're actually going to do all those things in reality.
So we recognise our golden thread on our aims and ambitions of what we're trying to achieve, the programmes that we're going to be offering. We're very much focused on our golden thread. What we're not promising is everything to everybody. What we're offering is quality very much over the quantity of the provision, and that's what the golden thread is. So it's looking at the initial teacher training, working with our ITT partners to ensure those coming into the career have the very best starts. When they come to us, they're ready to be proactive and embrace the early careers framework, which they will receive during their first 2 years. As we know from our previous programme, this is not an assessment model. This is a support programme that will be provided to them for their first 2 years. We'll be able to provide your schools with appropriate body services, and I can talk about that in a little while of what the offer is, and we can start to put a little bit more meat on the bone about how much that's going to cost. And then we will be also delivering the national professional qualifications and the amazing changes that is going on around that area. There is this underlying and ongoing offer for continuous professional development, and including with our key partners who are going to be discussing those opportunities in one moment. You can see that this is such a great opportunity for all of our schools in the area, and it will make such a great change for our schools. So from the point of view of the early careers framework and the national professional qualifications, we are absolutely delighted that we are partnering with Ambition Institute. And as I said last time, the more conversations I have with colleagues, it's very clear that schools know well who Ambition Institute are. Established primarily to support disadvantaged children, but to have a real impact on all learners as a transformative approach and commitment. They train teachers and leaders at every level to get better. They share the research that they are so committed within to create themselves, but also that which is out in the wider communities to find out what works and what's going to have the biggest impact on your young people. And lastly, they are champions of every teacher and school leader, and that they recognise their potential to develop and improve the lives of our young people. So from the point of view of the early careers framework, why did we go with decide to partner with Ambition Institute? First of all, it was about the design of the programme. They are experts within their field. Many of the, some people that helped establish the early career framework actually work with Ambition Institute, or have in fact moved on from Ambition Institute and now working for the DFE. So they are very much experts within their field, and therefore the programme is in depth and really takes into account what works and to have the greatest impact. So there's face-to-face training, there's virtual peer learning groups, expert-led webinars and weekly video tutorials, which your early careers teachers will experience and benefit from. And as well as that, it takes into account how busy our teachers are. This isn't just about a training program, this is also about retention as well. So it recognises that there is life beyond this program. There's life beyond school, which is so important, but there's a job to be done in school as well. So it will take up time, but there's a nice balance within there so that we have that optimal impact on their needs. Now, sorry, screen is going a little bit funny. I think, is that yours, Kay?
Yeah, that is me. So I'm just going to talk to you very briefly about two of the main parts of the Golden Thread that we offer. Thank you. We have already run a webinar that's available specifically on the Early Career Framework, so please do watch that or get in contact with us if you've got any really specific questions. And we're also going to do something similar towards the end of term for the MPQ. So this is really just a whistle-stop tour of the ECF and MPQs. So the ECF in 2019, the DFE created the Teacher Recruitment and Retention Strategy, setting out their vision to make sure careers in teaching are attractive, rewarding and sustainable. But one challenge they outlined was that teachers at the start of their career don't always get that support they really need to be successful. And therefore the DFE committed to transforming the support for early career teachers. And that is where the ECF was born. The Early Career Framework is evidence informed, and it was developed by educational experts and published in January 2019. So it's been around a tiny while with some trials last year. You may have seen it. It covers all phases of teaching from early years, primary, secondary and special schools, and is replacing all induction programs for new teachers from September 2021. There have been just a few changes that I'll quickly skip over. So the length of support has gone from 1 year, currently in our NQT year, to 2 years on the ECF. If you're an ECT, which is an early career teacher, the timetable allocation's also been extended. So currently for your NQTs, it's 10% in the first year. When you get your early career teacher, you'll have 10% in the first year and 5% reduction in the second year, which the DFE will provide funding for, so you don't have to find any extra funding for that. It's not an assessment framework and it's still not against the teacher standards. So everything great that you were doing for your NQT against the teacher standards, you'll be doing for your early career teacher. And it's your appropriate body will continue to check all of the appropriate checks and make sure everything's applied fairly and consistently. So that is the same for you as well. But please do get in touch or look at our webinar for any further details on that. Now, this week is really exciting. So you can register your early career teacher if you have recently appointed them or if you're looking to appoint any early career teachers this term. And there's 2 key steps and then you're all done. So the first one is to register the school induction coordinator or tutor, whoever oversees the provision for your early career teacher, basically, on the DFE website. And then the second step is to register for the Ambition Institute Early Career Framework, which will be delivered through the hub. We have got lots of information on that. I know Martin sent out an email early doors this morning with some guides and some links to do that. But again, do get in touch if you've got any questions about how to register your teacher. The next thing in the thread is the National Professional Qualifications. The first 3 are a split of the previous middle leader qualification, and this is really to make sure teachers and professionals can hone their skills, can look to deliver in one really specific area and get really expert at the things they do. So replacing the middle leader national professional qualification starting from September is going to be and I'm going to say MPQ. I know I said I'd say no acronyms, but it's a big mouthful. So the MPQ in leading teacher development, which is for teachers who have responsibility in leading the development of other teachers or ECTs, early career teachers. The second one is the MPQ in leading behaviour and culture. Again, for those who've got responsibility leading behaviour and people wellbeing, the pastoral lead type of role. And the third one is the MPQ in leading teachers So anyone who's got that real passion for their subject, their year group or their key stage, that would be the perfect MPQ for you. We also, the MPQs for senior leadership and the MPQs for headship are remaining the same, and we will offer those as well. So really exciting, specific MPQs that are going to be offered from September to really tailor your expertise and make sure you're truly great at whatever you choose to do. I'm going to hand back over to Martin now, who's going to talk about the other professional development we offer.
Okay, we're delighted that we have our key partners with us today, and they're going to be outlining the continuing professional development options that they have delivered so well and has been valued by so many schools for several years. From Christ the King point of view, the lead school and the centre of that teaching school hub, we do have a CPD offer. It's going to be very simple. There are working with our research schools, we have a particular components that our CPD must ensure that we match. These are called the 5 pillars. And therefore it must be pupil progress driven and research driven, as well as the key parts of that. But from the membership offer, what we can offer our schools that wish to sign up to this membership offer is a bespoke secondary school improvement offer created for your school, of which that we will come to at the secondary school and discuss what are the needs and signpost as necessary to meet the particular needs of your school. From a primary school point of view, we'll be offering high quality subject specific network meetings, focusing very much on the substantive and the disciplinary knowledge. So not only will be enhancing subject leaders' knowledge around the subject content of a particular subject, but also finding out what does, for example, a great historian do with the knowledge that they've gained, and therefore they can pass that information onto the children so they can use those same skills. We'll be running moderation sessions with through early years, through Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 against those statutory year groups, and then offering moderation sessions so that moderation can take place within other year groups. We'll also be offering a discounted option on other insets of the CPD that Christ the King will be offering alongside the bespoke option that we'll be also offering our secondary schools. Moving forward to appropriate body services. Now that people are starting to understand the impact that the early careers framework, and people are starting to appoint early careers teachers to their school, they're also thinking about appropriate body services as well. Similar area, but very much different things. What the appropriate body services is looking at is whether teacher standards have been met and whether the early careers framework has been properly placed within the school, and the early careers teacher has experienced that. For our full induction programme, which will be the Ambition Institute Early Careers Framework, it will cost £210 for the full induction programme, and that is for the 2 years. That is not per year, that is for the 2 years, £210. There will, for the core induction programme, if you remember from our Early Careers Framework webinar, and for the school-based programme, there is that's where the core induction programme is, where a school is downloading the materials from the internet and delivering that material to the early careers teacher. And from the school-based programme, that's where they're downloading the early careers framework and writing and delivering their own programme. We are still in the process of finalising how much that is going to cost, but it will be significantly more than the £210 for the full induction programme, because of the amount of ongoing monitoring that the DFE asks us to complete for core induction programme and school-based programme. But as soon as we finalise that, we will very much share it with you. But to confirm, for the full induction programme, that's £210 in full for the 2 years. And for that, we will be monitoring the support that you'll be providing for your early careers teacher. We'll be monitoring of assessment that takes place across the 2 years. And all of this will be conducted through what is called ECT Manager, which is the very clever rebranding of what you probably know as NQT Manager. You can see what they've done there. And that will be all for at the sum of £200. So I'm going to pass back over to Kate, who will start our introductions to our fantastic key partners.
Yeah, fabulous. This is a really great section of our webinar today, where we're going to hear from some of our amazing key partners. They're only going to have 3 minutes. So they're going to give you a very brief snapshot at all the brilliant work they do, but all their contact details are either on the slides or we can send them out afterwards. So please do get in contact after you've seen their presentations. Remember that the Q&A is open, so if you've got anything that pops into your head about what me and Martin have talked about, or while the key partners are talking, please just do pop them in the Q&A, and we'll try and get as many questions as we possibly can answered at the end. So we're first going to hear from St. Martin's Catholic School, which is a trust school and a home to several nationally recognised programmes that we run. So St. Martin's, take it away.
Thank you, Kay. So good afternoon. I'm Lorraine Lynch-Kelly. I'm the Vice Principal at St. Martin's, Stoke Golding, and co-founder of the Midlands Knowledge Schools Hub. The Hub is a network of schools, teachers and leaders supporting each other to deliver ambitious behaviour and a knowledge-rich curriculum, ensuring all pupils, irrespective of background or ability, have access to the best which has been thought and said. Ostensibly, the Hub forms a conduit between those on the journey and those interested and keen to bring that research-informed, ambitious education and ethos to their school. Collectively, we're dedicated to sharing everything we know, to help others realise the vision, whether that's tweaking a subject or your school, or transforming either of those radically. We offer a host of training, developmental subject reviews, subject visits to us and coaching to you, whatever you need basically in your school to drive powerful change and impact across both phases. In addition, the Hub offers subject-specific conferences and training in the why, what and how of curriculum to sequence, resource and then deliver it. The Hub also provides ideas and support with interventions, spelling, writing, reading, and finally provides unique access to schools that will share the why of the working model and how they got there, challenges, shortcuts and all. You name what you need, we support you to deliver it. The Hub is also home to the exemplary program, leadership program, pardon me, and direct instruction. Over to Ruth to tell you something about ELP. Thank you, Ruth.
Thanks, Lorraine. So the Exemplary Leadership Programme is a national programme for school leaders. It's aimed at both primary and secondary colleagues, and it very much grew out of the work of the Knowledge Hub and runs in partnership with Christ the King as well. You can see here the strands of our programme. We have 3 strands on the programme. The first strand looks at behaviour, and then we move on to looking at how you can develop a knowledge-rich curriculum, as Lorraine's just spoken about, in your schools, and how you ensure that that curriculum is enacted effectively. Key features of the programme include the fact that we have a wide range of expert tutors delivering. It's pretty exciting logging on for your webinar to see that Tom Bennett's there delivering to you. We have Tom Bennett, we have David Didow, Christine Council. Not only do they deliver, they actually helped co-author this programme. So that's a real feature that our delegates have absolutely loved this year. We work with a wide range of partner schools. So we've got national opportunities to visit those schools, including schools across the whole country. So Reach Academy in Feltham is a particularly popular option at the moment for our school visits. We run both primary and specific elements, and perhaps one of the most appealing features of the programme is that it's heavily supported by DFE funding, which makes it much more affordable for our schools. I'm pleased to say that we're launching our second cohort of the programme very soon, actually. And this is going to be an expanded cohort. So our current cohort size is 50. For next year, we're looking for a cohort size of approximately 120 participants. So really, really exciting that we're able to move to that. So you can see on the slide previously that we've got the information there. Thank you for bringing that back up in relation to the different programmes. So you can see there where our social media information is and where you'll be able to follow to find out about the launch of the programme. Back to Lorraine now to tell you a little bit more about DI, which is actually one of the elements of the Exemplary Leadership Programme. Thanks, Lorraine.
Thank you, Ruth. Finally, then, the DI Hub. Thank you. The home of direct instruction, which is the programme that is sequenced and highly structured, enabling pupils to catch up and become proficient in reading, writing and maths. So their grades, their opportunities, their very beings are transformed for life. Well, we offer full training to set that up, to deliver and to run those very powerful programmes. To close then, we're delighted to be supporting the Leicestershire and Rutland Teaching School Hub, and please feel free to contact us directly via Twitter. On behalf of the Midlands Knowledge Schools Hub, the ELP and DI, we look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. We really can't wait to work with you more. Next, we're going to hear from the fantastic Forest Way, an outstanding special school and home to the Science Learning Partnership.
Hello, I'm Andrea Brown. I lead the Forest Way Teaching School Alliance. I now have to know how to move this screen on. There we go. Thank you very much. So we are a science learning partnership for STEM. So we can support all of your CPD and needs for STEM across Leicester, Leicestershire, Northamptonshire. We can organise, we have CPD anyway running throughout the year, but we can organise bespoke CPD for if you have MATs or trusts or groups of schools that want to have specific CPD within your area. We can organise that for you. We have network meetings for primary, secondary, FE and technicians, where it's just a great opportunity to share best practice. We can support subject leadership within your schools. So we can help ready for those Ofsted deep dives. We can help for those subject leaders who want to be facilitators and actually lead CPD. We can train subject leaders to be facilitators of those courses. We do enthused partnerships, so you can apply for funding for schools, groups of schools who maybe want to work together on a project. You can apply for funding for a 2-year project, and we can organise STEM ambassadors to come into your schools to inspire teachers and to inspire the students and children in your schools in the STEM subjects. We also lead on the Senko net, so we have regular meetings with Senkos around the region, looking at national and local development, sharing best practice. We also get a specialist in, say, educational psychologists to come and talk through. If you've got any queries or questions, then we can set that up for like a question and answer session as well. Obviously, Forest Way Teaching School is part of Forest Way Special School, a very special school with an abundance of expertise within the school. So if you have any concerns or problems with any children in your school who have SEN needs and you just don't know which way to turn, please give us a ring, because we can get one of our teachers to talk to you, to help you through whether it's autism, whether it's speech and language. They can come and do some observations and give you some strategies to help, also with behaviour as well. We have access to educational psychologists and dyslexia assessments as well. So if you've got any problems, please give us a ring. We also run School Direct. We run primary School Direct through the University of Derby and secondary through Derby, Leicester and Loughborough University. So if you have any budding staff in your schools who aspire to be a teacher, again, please contact us. And then delighted to be working alongside Martin and his team to offer CPD, networks, school-to-school support, and obviously the ECT and MPQs as Martin's team's just explained there. So I'm sure we can give you our contacts. I've put the links there for the enthused partnerships if you want more information, and the STEM ambassadors, and the Senko net goes straight through to our website. So please call us if you need us. Thank you very much.
Fabulous, thank you. Very concise as well, exactly to time. I'm very impressed. The next people we're going to hear from is Learn At, who are our Associate Research School.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Steve Roddy, and I'm hoping my slides are going to appear in a moment. Here we are. So I am Director of Learn At Associate Research School, and we are your representatives for the Research School Network in this region. As you can see, there are 39 research schools across the country, and our remit is to work with schools in Leicester City, Leicestershire, Rutland and Northamptonshire to ensure that the school improvement work and development work that you're undertaking is being supported by and utilising the most recent and most well-informed research. As you've heard from Martin and Kay already, we're really delighted that the work of the network is underpinning lots of the different strands of work that the new hub is going to be providing. And we're really keen to make sure that you think of us in different ways in the year ahead and beyond. So the network, as I mentioned, covers the whole country, and we are linked to Cairo Research School, which is based in Lincolnshire, which means that between the two of us, we actually link up to 5 hubs across the region, which is a great benefit in terms of collaboration across borders. So the role of the EF, who fund the Research School Network, the aim is to synthesize research information, so looking at meta-analysis around lots of different areas of school improvement, the generation of research by funding projects, and I recognise a few participants here who I know are engaged in current projects at the moment, which is great to see, and then the mobilisation of research, so making sure that that's accessible and utilised within settings, and so very much our part here is to make sure that you know what's available and how you can get involved. And that's delivered through our team of evidence leads in education. And again, I noticed we've got a couple of them joining us today, which is great to see. So we have a team of ELEs who are based in primary, secondary, and across each of those regions. And they are asked to lead in different ways, supporting individual schools, MATs, groups of schools, as they undertake areas of discussion and development across their school networks. So one way that you can engage and something we're busy planning for at the moment are free evidence briefings. So this is where we unpick a EEF guidance document, we share the key recommendations, and really importantly, we provide some contextual understanding about how this could be applied in your setting. These are led by our ELEs, who can always bring a local flavour to their experience of using the documentation, and really pleased to say that we've got a busy year planned again with Cairo in the year ahead. Beyond that, there is then a significant CPD offer, and Martin, as he's mentioned, is already keen to work with us to signpost these opportunities, and these will be offered in a hybrid model, as we've all learnt. We have some events that can happen in person, but a lot of which is now being done online, and which we found has allowed us to join schools up a bit across the network, which has been a real benefit. Oops, and there we are. And just to say that there are a few activities happening for the remainder of this term, and really pleased to say that we've been given funding by Leicestershire and Rutland County Councils to offer fully funded places at different events. So the training and retaining great teachers, we've got a few places left there, fully funded subsidised places from both local authorities, which is excellent to have their support. And also 2 evidence briefings happening in the second half of this half term, which will be a good way for you to learn a bit more about the way they work. And so just thinking ahead to keeping in touch with us, as Martin's mentioned, he'll be sharing the offer that we have through the Research School Network. And we're really keen in particular to make sure that we're providing that pathway for colleagues to consider becoming ELEs in the future. It's a really great way of learning more about how to apply research in different areas of school improvement. And we're really excited about the partnership with the new hub in the year ahead. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Steve. And like you said, research is such a crucial part that underpins the hub. So really, really great to be partnered with you. We're now going to hear from Loughborough Learning Alliance. They're based at Ashmount, an outstanding special school in Loughborough.
Right. Okay, so my name's Emma Esposito. I work at the Loughborough Learning Alliance, where, as Kay said, we're based at Ashmount School in Loughborough, special school for children aged 4 to 18. We're currently an alliance of around 28 member schools, a mixture of primary, secondary and special. But we also just generally work collaboratively with anyone in the local area. I think we've sort of always worked in a way that our CPD is open and available to anybody that wants to access that. And that's across the Leicestershire region. We always say our name implies that we're based in Loughborough, and really our schools are all over, so very much Leicestershire wide. So next year we'll be continuing to work in similar ways to we have previously. We're going to be calling ourselves our Learning Alliance as we move away from teaching school status. And we've got, what we call our strong family of schools that we want to carry on working with and supporting. But as it says, whether they're members of our alliance or whether they're non-member schools, everybody's always been welcome to anything that we're doing. We'll carry on focusing on ITT and CPD and networks and supporting schools, however we can locally. We, like some of the others that have talked already, we offer different routes into teaching for whatever phase that may be, working with the University of Derby and Loughborough University. We tend to work with about 40 trainees each year. Something worthwhile knowing is the new sort of route into teaching, the teaching apprenticeships. The more people I speak to, lots of people still don't seem to know as much about that one, but we work with a small number of teaching apprenticeships, which is a good sort of on-the-job, sort of in-house style way of developing people like TAs and HLTAs, cover supervisors that might want to take the next steps. And we also have started to offer a part-time course as well, because we found that some people's barriers into the career were financial or due to, needing to be parents under the day. So the part-time route is something that we can offer as well. And we'll continue with a range of CPD. We'll be talking to schools, finding out what the hub would like us to offer as well, and putting on lots of CPD opportunities. We've got some great networks. I think there's around 18 networks that we run in total that are really well established, and got some amazing leaders of those networks that have got a lot to offer to any school really. And we've got a really lovely bank of SLEs and NLEs and NLGs that we use to provide support whenever we're asked to help. And how we work with the hub is, we just want to work collaboratively in the same way that we're all doing. It's great that, there's so many of us here today and wanting the same thing locally. So we'll certainly be signposting everything the hub is doing through all of our work and directing to people to what it's offering, whilst also making sure if there's something we're doing that we feel that will be benefit wider, then we'll make sure that's advertised through the hub as well. And, we're just, our whole ethos is that we want, best provision in the local area for teachers, for the pupils, and we'll help in whatever way we can. And we're really excited for all the new opportunities that might happen going forward. Okay, and our contact details are there, they're on our website, and again, feel free to get in touch if there's anything particular we can help with. Okay, thank you.
Fabulous, thank you so much. We're now going to hear from Tella, based at Thomas Estley Community College, who've got a long history of developing and delivering high quality programmes from across the region.
Thank you. So I'm Mandy Collins, and I'm head of what is currently the Teaching School Tella, and we work with a lot of secondary and primary partners across Leicestershire and beyond, in ITT, CPD, and particularly recently delivering MPQs in particular. So it's lovely to be able to speak to you all, and even more lovely, I think, to be able to work in this real collaborative, open model of helping everybody and kind of filling in the gaps between the provision that's around us. So we've got we've always had a really inclusive and supportive ethos, a kind of give and take, greater moral purpose. So this fits perfectly with what we are now seeing in the region. So I won't dwell on any of this for you. This is a bit of our history. We've been delivering ITT since 2012. We deliver secondary and primary through the skip-based model and the school direct-based model as well. We've been delivering CPD and leadership development in particular for a long time, being an appropriate body ourselves, MPQ provider, etc. So we run our CPD on 2 models. We do have a membership, as Loughborough Learning Alliance have just explained to you. In Forest Way, we work in the same way. So some of our offer is specifically for our member schools, and a lot of it is for everybody to be able to take part in, or in a kind of pay-as-you-go model, which would be fantastic in working alongside the hub. So there are primary provision. It's very similar to our secondary provision. It falls into 3 strands. We have a long history, as I've said, of delivering leadership training. So we do have a leadership conference every year and some external expertise bursts that will sit alongside some of the other partners' provision, I hope, that you may be interested in, and some subject leader training, best practice register, etc. One of the things that might be particularly useful both at primary and secondary level that people might be interested in working with us on is that subject-specific provision around subject leadership and pedagogy within subject areas, and also with that primary secondary basis to it as well, in terms of upskilling, that kind of 5 to 16 curriculum progression. What does it look like, sharing best practice, etc. I'm quite excited about our RQT programme, which this year or next year will be for year 2 and 3, and then afterwards for year 3 and 4 as the Early Careers Framework works its way through. And that's a research evidence-based programme, which I'll mention a bit more about in a moment. You can see that there are all kinds of different networks there. Our secondary programme mirrors that as well. It's slightly different because we've got a focus on EBAC and open basket subject networks, because that's where we feel as a group of schools that might not be as involved in English, maths and science, in that kind of local authority provision, that we're really able to facilitate that best practice moderation and sharing of expertise. Our RQT programme then finally, we've worked really hard on this. This is built on programmes we've offered before. It's been around a kind of mentored action research programme that runs over a whole year, and it incorporates evidence-based provision as well as in-school mentoring and opportunities to kind of draw down from those ECF areas. So we're going to be working on that over a 10-month period next year and making that available to anyone who might be interested in upskilling your early careers teachers. So that's all from me. We're really looking forward to working together with the group, and we can't wait to get going.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Absolutely brilliant services there, and we can't wait to collaborate with you and build each other up to really be great. Last but certainly not least is our Kame Lodge School, who is home to our local behaviour hub.
Hi, so I'm Vicky Edwards and this is Kev Curtis, and we're here to talk about our school and our behaviour hub status. Sorry, I'm trying to click on. Is it not working? Ah, there we go. So we're a city school for students with social and mental health, and have experience with working with lots of different needs, but have just been awarded as a behaviour hub, and we're going to talk a bit more about how that will work.
Yeah, so a bit of context on the Behaviour Hub. So if you don't know about it, basically it's built on the Tom Bennett review in 2017 about creating a school culture. So Tom Bennett actually reviewed schools across the Ofsted rating during that review with a specific focus on behaviour, about the standards, and if they're poor, basically teaching and learning can't take place. So behaviour is not just important to teaching and learning, it's obviously vital to the development of character, the development of positive social norms, and creating that positive school culture, because school culture is actually brandished around quite a lot, but what does that actually mean? And that's something you can really get out of the Tom Bennett review and the Behaviour Hubs programme. Really, it's really building that positive school culture.
So how it actually works on the Behaviour Hubs programme is that any school that requires improvement can apply for the funded route, and it is fully funded through the DFE, and it does follow that model of diagnosing what can be improved, developing new behaviour approaches, launching new behaviour approaches, and monitoring and further implementing changes. It is done alongside the schools and with the schools where their context is taken into account, and very much is a programme that helps schools self-improve. It's one of these 3 routes. So you've got the core route, the extended route, and the multi-schools route. And how that translates is this is how it looks for the year. When somebody has applied, when a school has applied for the programme, if they get taken on the programme through the Tom Bennett's Behaviour Hubs, it will either be on the core route, or the MAT route is longer because it lasts 2 years.
So some of the opportunities available, you get the training from the, so that's a 3-day full program training from the behaviour experts. That's it is virtually at the moment, but hopefully the move is going to be face-to-face when the restrictions are lifted. You do get open days as well at the exemplary schools. So they're placed all obviously across the country, not just our school. There's networking, there's resources available developed by the behaviour advisors on kind of an online portal, including kind of a behaviour audit and a survey that can go around to your staff, just so you can get that across about where behaviour is in your setting. And obviously you get your lead school support as well with the action planning sessions moving forward.
So schools that are being supported are called partner schools, and they do receive a lump sum of money, and that's depending on what route they are going through on the programme. And Kev? Oh. Sorry, we've skipped one. Oh, one is missing.
What is this?
A slide's gone missing. Sorry, we're trying to find it. Is that gone? Okay, so if you apply for the core route, and that's for schools that want to work independently, there's funding of £3,000, and that is 12 to 20 days support. For extended is £9,000 support, and that's 30 to 40 days. And for multi-school academies, they get funding of 6k, and that's for 22 to 30 days. A school doesn't have to be RI to get support from the behaviour hubs. Like Kev and I are both contactable to work with schools who are not in the RI and have a look at doing some specific training sessions and looking at the school cultures and how it can be how we can create an effective culture for behaviour. So to apply, go on the government website, and there's a short application form, and it will take you through the process, and the deadlines for the next cohort will be on the gov.uk website. And this is how we're contactable. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. We have a little bit of time left for questions. So Ruth is going to have a look at our question Q&A form. But if you have got any questions, please do populate them now, because now's the time.
Okay, thanks, Kay. So I'm going to start. We've got quite a few questions about the early careers framework and kind of some of the practicalities around registering, but there's one question I thought we'd begin with, which is quite a generic one. So Martin, this is probably best for you. So this question is around the idea that the hub feels a little bit like a kind of broker for all this CPD and professional development we've heard about tonight. Is that correct? And how does it work? Will you kind of log on or subscribe or book CPD in some way through that kind of brokering of the hub? So could you give a bit more background on the practicalities, Martin?
Absolutely. There is very much a brokerage aspect to the Teaching School Hub, and I think that's really clear with the key partners that we've had join us this afternoon. The reason for that is because we want the very best for your schools. And we are not a standalone teaching school, we are a teaching school hub. We're a collaboration of what is best within our region. So therefore, if your school needs something, if we feel that we can't, there is someone better suited to deliver it, we will point you in that direction. We will get you the best people that we possibly can do. On top of that, there are things that we directly deliver, which the early careers framework, MPQs, and elements of quality research-led CPD as well. So there is a brokerage aspect to it alongside the things that we directly deliver.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next question is kind of, in fact, we've got a couple of really specific questions about early careers teachers. So one really here around appointing an early careers teacher for a year-long maternity cover. Is it possible to do that? Can you appoint early careers teachers on year-long contracts?
Yeah, yes, you can. In its question, you can. Yes.
Okay. So easy for them to carry that forward to
it is in those circumstances that we know of early careers teachers, or those schools that are signing early careers teachers up in this in those circumstances. It remains a 2-year programme for that early careers teacher. At the end of that maternity leave, when their contract ends, their induction will continue in their next workplace.
Okay, thank you. And the next one, similar kind of thing here. So this is a school that's currently got an NQT, working with them, doing their NQT over a 2-year period currently. So they're part-time employed. What will happen to people who need to continue with their NQT process?
Yeah, it's for NQTs at the moment. I think this is from a personal point of view, I think this is a real shame, because the early careers framework is fantastic, and I think it would benefit all teachers. It's of such a high standard. Unfortunately, the early careers framework starts in September 2021. It's for people entering the career at that point in time. So if they are NQTs at the moment, sadly, they won't be able to experience the early careers framework. But what we do have, which is really clear, is these amazing opportunities for our key partners and with ourselves, with the RQT programs, and they'll be able to access them, so that the development and hopefully that retention of current NQTs going into RQT next year will be supported as best as they can be.
Okay, brilliant. And I know we're running short on time now, so just one final question. I know there's a couple more we can answer through email. This one's for Steve, I think so, from Learn if we've got staff who are interested in becoming evidence leads in education in schools, can schools contact you to find out more about that process, Steve?
Absolutely. We have 2 rounds of recruitment for ELE each year, which is run jointly with ourselves and Kyra. And we've also had a program of support for people who perhaps aspire to that role but might need some support along the way. So please do get in touch, and happy to share more information.
Thanks ever so much. And then just finally, we've just had a question come in, Martin, so we'll finish with this one. Do we need to sign up? Do we only need to sign up if we have an early career teacher joining our school? So
yeah, it's again, really good question. This is the DFE website. Yes, you only need to sign up if you have an early careers teacher starting next year. We know that there's been lots of problems with the Department for Education website. Our little Google form seems to be running really well. If you do have any problems with the DFE portal side of things, get in contact with us. Lots of you have, and we're delighted to be able to help you.
Okay, thanks, Martin. That's the end of the questions there. Thank you.
I'm going to take over and really thank everybody for being part of the webinar this afternoon. Thanking all of our key partners. It's inspiring when we think about what the hub is creating. This is something that was there already, and we're bringing together, bringing the best for your schools and for your children. So thank you so much for being a part of it this afternoon. We'll be sharing this webinar so that you can watch it again if you felt the desire to do so. But we are here for you, and lots of you are contacting us, and we're delighted to hear from you. So anything that we can possibly do, any information that you think we're not communicating as well as you would like, you need more information on, please get in contact, and we'll help in any way that we possibly can. Really great to see everyone. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon.